What's going on, and welcome back. And in this video we're going to be doing a magazine compatibility test with the TAG or Tactical Assault Gears Combat Mission Pack, as well as the Mini Combat Mission Pack, so that way you can see what works and what doesn't work and how to kind of finesse things all together, so that way you can run more than just your AR-15, 300 Blackout, and AK mags inside of these systems. So with that, I'm going to keep this pretty short and just straight to the point, so that way you can see what works and what doesn't work, and then make the decision on how you want to build your kit from there. And then a couple of other things that you can think about when it comes to setting all this up if you don't want to throw the mags up top, when it comes to your larger caliber like 7.62x51 and some of the other stuff that's out there beyond that caliber. So jumping right into it, I'll show you that both the AR mags and the AK mags will fit in both of these. I have noticed when it comes to the mini one, it is a little bit tighter, especially with your AK mags, but I'll get into that once we get to that point. So with that, when it comes to setting all these up, the standard Combat Mission Sustainment Pack is a lot easier to work with overall. It'll accept essentially all the mags here. You may have to adjust the bungees on the interior if you want that bungee retention, like you can see here. So you can adjust these bungees so that way you can fit everything in there. Honestly, it would be nice, something food for thought, simple modification for these bungees. So you have your knot right here. I would just go ahead and add one of those little like clasp things that you see on jackets and whatnot, so that way you can cinch this down and then just lock that clasp into place rather than just untying and retying this knot. So that way it'll protect the knot and not wear on that knot over time, because with bungee stuff I've noticed you untie it and retie it, it can over time, and repeatedly doing that can kind of wear out the bungee, where if you just have that little clasp to cinch everything down, it'd make a lot easier. So simple modification you can make for yourself to adjust for any of the mags here if you're looking for that capability. Jumping over to the, actually before I get to it, same thing with this one. You have your 3 bungee knots on this side. You can definitely add that clasp there too. So both systems can have or take that modification. But jumping into it, AR mags fit perfectly in here, no issues whatsoever. I have, and like I said a little bit earlier, I have noticed because everything is a little bit tighter on this mini one, these last mags can be a little challenging to put in. So one workaround that you can do for that is insert your exterior mags and then your interior mag in the middle, which you'll see here in a sec when I put these AK mags in. So there you have all your AR-15 mags. They'll fit in either system. I don't think I need to show you that they fit in this other one, since these mags are a little bit bigger. But like I said, when it comes to these larger caliber bullets, 7.62x39, do the exterior first, because you can see it wants to snag in there already, and the other mag isn't even in there. And then you throw your middle one in, and I think a lot of that is, or a lot of this is due, before I do it, with this latch right here. If you put this middle mag in first, it prevents this last mag from wanting to go in. So the workaround is just that. You put it in at an angle, and then you can just rotate it a little bit, and you'll feel it if you have AK mags. You'll feel it kind of push up against your third exterior mag, but it will work. So you can kind of see where, hopefully you can see, but this middle mag is starting to turn because of the exterior mag putting resistance and pushing against that little latch for the magazine release that's on the bottom there. So this will work. And then same thing when it comes to taking them out. The easiest way to take them out is middle and then your exteriors. So that's all the AK and AR mags. It's up here next to these guys. So working with the mini first, what you'll notice, and I'll do this with the 25 round mag just so you can see the length. When it comes to this guy, whether you're trying to put an AR-10 mag in right here, like it's not going to want to go. Same with your Remington 700 mag, it doesn't want to go in there. No matter how much I like try and force it without trying to like blow the stitching, it doesn't want to go in there. But this middle pocket will accept either the AR-10 or the Remington 700 mag. You can still use the bungee, and like I said, that's where like just adding that little clasp on the interior of this, or the drawstring clasp, will help. So then that way you know that this guy's going to retain your magazine. So you can see with that one, and then here with that Remington 700. So I think honestly, when it comes down to both of these platforms, they're not going to be able to really handle anything beyond 7.62 by 51 or that 308. So I wouldn't go anything beyond this, and I wouldn't say that either of these systems are capable of running anything beyond it. So with the mini one, that is something that you should think about, is you're only going to have that middle pocket for your larger caliber magazines. But the good thing is you can still use those exterior pockets for other equipment, whatever that may be that you want to do or throw in there. Just realize that depending on what you throw in there, if it's not a magazine, these bungees may not retain it. So the other thing though, you can just throw these magazines in this pocket. So let's say you're running an AR-15 and then you also have a bolt action rifle, you know, in a vehicle or whatever the case may be. You can just run those magazines in a pocket. So it'll still hold all three mags and your AR-15 or AK-47 or whatever gun that you have that has those magazines. So that's the mini when it comes down to it, and what you can do with it and what you can't do with it. The nice thing with the mini though too is you do have that molly up top, so you could just add molly pouches for these larger caliber magazines and then work with it that way. So moving on to the standard Combat Sustainment Pack. This is where it's a little interesting because you can't utilize the middle one, but you can utilize the exterior. So for both the AR-10, M110, M1A, you should be able to fit your mags in these exterior pockets. But what's going to end up happening is just the material from your exterior pockets and the little dividers is going to get pushed into the middle. And then you're going to have kind of about the half of a mag space right there in the middle. So you could throw other equipment in there. It is an option. You could utilize any of these exterior pouches. But if you want to have these mags exterior, if they're that 7.62 by 51 or that 308, you can still do that. So that's the AR-10 mags. And then like I said, with the other system, these bungees get those little clasps for the bungees to be able to retain these mags and prevent them from falling out. And then last but not least, your Remington 700 will fit in the exterior as well. And then it, like the AR-10, just closes up the middle right there. So you do have options with it all. You can utilize the other pockets, but when it comes to specifically addressing these magazine pockets for both the Combat Sustainment Pack and the Mini Combat Sustainment Pack, that is kind of the limits of their capabilities when it comes to the larger calibers, and then what you can do still with the AR-15 and the AK magazines. So with that, I just wanted you guys to see what's compatible with the systems, or with both of these systems, and what isn't, and kind of the workarounds and all that. So with that, if you have any questions, please feel free, leave a comment. We'll help you out in any way that we can. And with that, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.